All right, Scorpio, let's get into your reading. The weight that is resting on these cards tonight, it carries something raw and deeply emotional. I felt this energy before the reading even started because this person's heart is completely wide open. There is regret pouring through every single card here. Heavy regret mixed with genuine love underneath. This person pushed you away, and they have been carrying the ache of that decision ever since. They know exactly what they did. They feel the distance they created between your two hearts clearly. The sorrow inside of them is not surface level. It runs through every thought they hold daily. This reading found you today because the timing is exact. The energy is ripe and shifting fast. You were meant to hear this right now because their sadness has reached its absolute breaking point. I can feel them reaching across this distance, trying to send you a message through pure energy. The cards picked up on that frequency instantly, and every single one confirms the same emotional truth. Something about this person's spirit is restless tonight, unable to sit still with the guilt any longer. The desperation to make things right is radiating outward, pouring from every card on this table tonight. The first card we have is the Moon, and it reveals deep emotional confusion clouding their entire mind. The Moon tells me this person has been lost inside their own fear, hiding from real, vulnerable feelings. They created walls because vulnerability terrified them, not because their love for you ever faded away. Every night they replay moments with you, wondering if they destroyed something truly rare and irreplaceable. The Moon also reveals that this person has been crying in private, unable to explain it clearly. Their emotions have been swirling like tides, pulling them back toward you even when pride resists it. Fear made them believe that distance was protection, but the loneliness proved that theory completely wrong. The Moon confirms that the confusion is finally lifting, and truth is starting to pierce through the fog. The next card coming through is the Six of Cups, confirming a deep nostalgic pull between you both. This card speaks of memories that refuse to dissolve, moments that shaped both of your hearts permanently. This person remembers the smallest details about your time together, the laughter and warmth you offered daily. The Six of Cups confirms that the bond you share was never casual, temporary, or easily replaceable here. What makes this reading powerful is that the love never actually vanished. It went underground entirely. They pushed you away from a place of deep fear, not from a place of cruelty or indifference. Nostalgia has been haunting them relentlessly, certain songs and places triggering waves of uncontrollable longing inside. The Six of Cups does not appear for forgotten connections. It appears when the heart refuses to release. Every memory they carry of you glows brighter than the present, and that contrast haunts them constantly. The tenderness you showed them left a permanent imprint, one that no amount of distance could erase. Following that, we see the Knight of Cups riding forward with a message of emotional pursuit and devotion. The Knight of Cups says this person is gathering courage, preparing to finally express what they buried deep. This card does not show up for connections that have truly ended. It arrives when love is returning. The Knight carries sincerity in every step forward, and this person genuinely wants to reach your heart. Their sadness has become the fuel pushing them toward honesty, toward a vulnerability they once completely avoided. The Knight confirms a romantic gesture forming in their mind, something heartfelt they are building courage to deliver. This person is rehearsing words in their head, trying to find the right way to approach you again. The cards leave absolutely no doubt about the intention. This person wants back into your life desperately. This entire reading confirms that this person loves you deeply, even through all the fear and silence. The message is undeniable tonight. This person is genuinely sorry for pulling away from you so completely. They love you very much, and that love has only intensified inside the painful space between you both. The cards are unanimous in their verdict tonight. This connection is deeply alive and fighting to survive. The energy in this reading just turned sharply inward, and now the cards are speaking directly to you. I need to pause here and address something, a heaviness that has been sitting inside your chest lately. There is a question that keeps circling inside your mind, one that steals your peace every single night. You have been wondering if the love was real, or if you imagined the entire depth of it. That question alone has been tearing you apart, creating cracks in the confidence you once carried so naturally. The emotional weight you have been holding is visible in these cards. Every one mirrors your quiet exhaustion. I can feel the tension in your energy, like a person standing at the edge waiting for answers. Your spirit has been stretched thin by the uncertainty, worn down by the silence that replaced connection. The first card is the Nine of Swords, and it mirrors the sleepless nights you have been enduring. The Nine of Swords reveals anxiety eating away at your peace, stealing your calm moment after painful moment. Late at night, the thoughts spiral without mercy, replaying conversations and dissecting every word ever exchanged between. You question your own worth in those dark hours, wondering if something about you caused this painful distance. That doubt is not your truth, though. It is a wound speaking louder than the intuition beneath it. The Nine of Swords shows overthinking at its peak, a mind that craves rest but cannot locate it. Your heart carries the answer already, but the mental noise has been drowning out that quiet inner knowing. There were moments where you almost reached out, then pulled yourself back because pride held you completely still. The courage to be vulnerable again feels impossible right now, and that is completely valid and understandable here. You have been protecting yourself with silence, building your own version of walls just to feel safe. The next card is the Four of Cups, showing emotional withdrawal as your current protection mechanism. You have been guarding your heart so tightly lately, refusing to let even the smallest hope back inside. The Four of Cups tells me you have been sitting there, arms crossed firmly around your deepest emotions. Not because the love faded inside you, but because loving without certainty has become exhausting and draining. I understand why you built that shield. The emotional labor of caring in silence is genuinely overwhelming. Comfort has been offered from others around you, but nothing fills the specific emptiness that lingers within. You have been going through the motions of daily life, smiling when necessary, but aching underneath the surface. The Four of Cups confirms a numbness that set in as protection, a survival response to the drought. The outside world sees composure and strength, but internally there is a battle happening that nobody witnesses. You have mastered the art of hiding pain, but these cards see through every layer of that mask. Then we have the Queen of Cups, and this card validates your emotional depth and resilience so beautifully. The Queen of Cups shows that despite everything endured, your capacity for genuine love remains completely intact inside. You carry an ocean of feeling inside of you, and that is not weakness or foolishness at all. Your emotional intelligence has kept you grounded, even when every fiber of you wanted to crumble entirely. The Queen confirms that your love is mature, patient, and deeply rooted in something genuine within your core. You are not imagining the connection. You are not exaggerating the bond or creating fantasies out of loneliness. What the cards reveal in this moment is that your heart remained faithful, loyal despite all the pain. You deserve to know that your feelings are valid, real, and completely worthy of the answer approaching soon. The depth of your devotion through this storm speaks volumes, and that strength will be honored fully. Nobody walks through this kind of emotional fire without reason, and your reason is rooted in real love. The love you carry is not wasted energy. It has been quietly building towards something much greater ahead. Every tear you shed in private was registered by the universe, and a beautiful response is forming now. Your patience through this painful chapter has not gone unnoticed, and the reward is closer than you realize. A different presence just entered this reading, and the cards are pulsing with raw emotional weight tonight. I can sense this person's energy arriving heavily, like a storm cloud carrying months of unspoken confession. The heaviness is unmistakable. This person has been drowning in a guilt that refuses to release its grip. Every card I turn over screams the same message. This person is broken open by what they caused. The grief written across these cards is not performative. It is the kind that reshapes a person entirely. Privately, this person has been falling apart while maintaining composure on the surface for everyone around them. The first card is the Five of Cups, and it paints a devastating portrait of deep personal mourning. The Five of Cups shows this person staring at what was lost, unable to acknowledge what still remains. 3 cups have spilled before them, representing the precious moments of connection that were carelessly thrown aside. This person knows the wrong choice was made, and that awareness has been torturing them from deep within. The mourning is real and relentless, not a performance or guilt designed to attract sympathy from others. Sleep has become difficult for this person because the silence of nighttime amplifies every regret they carry. The Five of Cups reveals a person trapped in the aftermath, consumed by their own destructive decision entirely. Regret has become a constant companion, walking beside this person through every ordinary moment of every single day. This person wakes up reaching for something that is no longer beside them, and the absence stings deeply. The emptiness in their daily routine has become unbearable, a void that nothing and nobody else can fill. Food tastes different now, laughter feels hollow, and the joy that once existed requires tremendous effort. The next card arriving is the Tower, confirming that a massive internal collapse has already taken place. The Tower does not arrive gently. It crashes through when old structures have been demolished beyond repair inside. This person's entire belief system about love and protection shattered recently, leaving them exposed and deeply shaken. The walls built to feel safe became a prison, separating this person from genuine, lasting happiness entirely. The Tower confirms that the breakdown was necessary because the old version could not sustain authentic love. Something cracked open inside this person recently, and the tears that followed were not about weakness at all. Those tears came from waking up to real damage, the cost of running from what truly mattered. This person finally sees the destruction with clarity, and the remorse has penetrated every layer of lingering denial. The collapse forced a reckoning with patterns that existed long before this connection, inherited fears and learned behaviors. This person realized that pushing love away was never strength. It was a survival response that expired. Then we have the Page of Swords, revealing that this person has been gathering fresh clarity and perspective. The Page of Swords shows a mind finally sharpening, cutting through the dense fog of fear and confusion. New thoughts are forming inside this person's mind, thoughts centered on accountability and making things genuinely right. The page confirms that intellectual honesty is arriving, replacing the emotional chaos that once controlled every decision. This person has been studying their own patterns, recognizing the moments where fear hijacked their better judgment. The sorrow is transforming into determined purpose, and that purpose is aimed at repairing what was carelessly broken. Growth is happening quietly beneath the surface, reshaping how this person understands commitment and emotional responsibility. The cards confirm that love was never absent from this person. It was buried under layers of fear. That fear is crumbling now, and what remains underneath is something honest, raw, and fiercely devoted. This person does not want to repeat the cycle, the pattern of retreating when love demands real presence. The transformation happening within this person is genuine, forged in the fire of losing what meant everything. Every card in this section confirmed the same truth. This person's love survived the collapse and grew stronger. The remorse is not temporary guilt. It is a permanent shift in how this person views love entirely. Healing is active inside them now, and that healing is pointed directly at restoring what was damaged. The pace of this reading just accelerated dramatically, and I can feel momentum building rapidly in these cards. Movement is no longer a distant possibility. It is already in motion and gaining speed with each hour. The stagnation that defined this connection for months is officially dissolving, replaced by urgent forward momentum now. I can feel the shift like a change in atmospheric pressure, something tangible and impossible to ignore tonight. The cards are practically vibrating with kinetic force, pointing toward decisive action that is already underway completely. Nothing about what is coming feels tentative or uncertain. The direction is locked and the trajectory is clear. The first card is the Eight of Wands, and this card screams rapid forward motion without any hesitation. The Eight of Wands confirms that communication is about to fly in quickly, shattering the prolonged, painful silence. This person is preparing to reach out, and the timing will feel sudden and almost overwhelming to receive. Messages, unexpected calls, or direct appearances are all within the powerful energy of this card arriving tonight. The Eight of Wands does not tolerate delays. It pushes everything forward with incredible urgency and unstoppable force. Obstacles that once blocked the path between you are dissolving, swept aside by this rushing current of energy. There will be no more waiting in limbo. The stagnation is officially ending with this card present here. What was stuck for so long is now breaking free, and the release will feel almost electric inside. This card indicates that multiple forms of contact may arrive simultaneously, creating a wave of sudden attention. The speed of the Eight of Wands suggests days, not weeks, a timeline that is compressed and accelerated. Plans are being finalized in this person's mind right now, practical steps toward bridging the gap completely. The logistical pieces are falling into alignment, removing excuses and clearing the runway for direct contact ahead. The second card here is the Chariot, and it represents fierce determination driving this person forward deliberately. The Chariot shows this person moving toward reconciliation with focused intention, not scattered or half-hearted anymore whatsoever. This is controlled momentum, a deliberate decision to stop running and start appearing with real, committed presence. The Chariot confirms that this person has made up their mind firmly, and nothing will deter that resolve. The approach will not be casual this time around. Every step is intentional and backed by emotional conviction. The Chariot demands both discipline and courage, which this person is finally embodying after the internal collapse. Travel, direct meetings, or face-to-face contact is likely within the powerful energy of the Chariot here. This person will not send vague or ambiguous signals anymore. The approach will be clear and unmistakable. The combination of these two cards is extraordinary, creating an energy of unstoppable motion aimed at reconciliation. Nothing about this movement is hesitant or wavering. It carries the weight of a firm decision already made. Action is replacing hesitation now. Words are replacing the silence, and presence is replacing the painful distance. This person is coming forward with everything they possess, and the momentum cannot be reversed at this point. What will register first is a shift in atmosphere, a feeling that something significant is approaching rapidly. The universe is clearing the path for this reunion, and the signs will become unmistakable very soon ahead. Every delay that frustrated you before served a purpose, preparing the ground for this exact moment of acceleration. Trust the speed of what is coming, because the cards confirm it is grounded in real, deliberate intention. The movement has already begun behind the scenes, and visible evidence will surface within a short window. The resolution you have been craving is not abstract anymore. It has taken physical shape and direction now. You may already feel the subtle shift in energy around you, a restlessness that signals something is approaching. The cards in this section leave zero room for doubt. Action is imminent, and the direction is clear. When this person arrives, the intention behind the approach will be written across every word and gesture clearly. This is the part where everything transitions from feeling into doing, from silent wishing into tangible reality. The cards just peeled back another layer entirely, and what sits underneath carries the heaviest emotional truth. This is where the unspoken words come flooding through, raw and stripped of every protective mask worn. Everything this person has been hiding from the world, it is now sitting exposed on the table tonight. The confessions buried beneath silence are ready to surface, and the depth of them will genuinely surprise. What lives beneath the apology is far deeper than regret. It is a desperate, aching need for you. This person has been holding back burning words, unable to release them without risking complete emotional exposure. The first card is the Star, and it reveals this person's most vulnerable and sacred inner desire. The Star shows that this person held on to hope in complete secrecy, terrified to admit it to anyone. Deep inside them lives a quiet, fragile prayer, a wish for one more chance to prove themselves worthy. The Star confirms that this person views you as their healing, their sanctuary, an emotional safe harbor entirely. What they would never confess to anyone else is that losing you felt like losing their own identity. In private moments late at night, this person has whispered your name into darkness, hoping the universe hears. The Star reveals a craving for pure love, a desperate need to return to something honest and untainted. This person rejects shallow connections or temporary comfort, craving only the irreplaceable depth they experienced with you. Their hidden confession is simple but devastating. They know with absolute certainty that you are their person. Admitting that truth terrifies them deeply because it means accepting they nearly destroyed something irreplaceable through cowardice. You are not crazy for feeling their energy lately. The longing has been projecting itself directly toward you. The pull you sense during quiet moments is real. This person is reaching across the distance constantly now. The second card is the King of Cups, and it reveals the emotional maturity blooming inside this person. The King of Cups shows this person secretly yearning, desperate to become the partner they failed to be. Hidden beneath the surface apology sits a fierce determination, a drive to prove that lasting change is real. This person has been quietly working on emotional regulation, learning to hold space rather than running away fearfully. The King of Cups confirms that the love inside this person has transformed, shifting from chaotic into stable. It evolved into something patient and grounded, something worthy of the precious trust they once carelessly shattered. Their deepest desire is not merely reconciliation, it is complete redemption through consistent and unwavering devotion ahead. This person wants to wake every morning choosing you deliberately, not from habit, but from absolute fierce conviction. The confession these cards reveal tonight is profound. This person has loved you through every moment of separation. Not a single day passed without the ache of absence, reminding them constantly of their deepest buried truth. They desperately want you to understand the love existed, even through every silent, painful moment between you both. The weight of that unspoken confession has been crushing them, and releasing it feels like the only path. Physical signs have already been manifesting intensely: tightness in the chest and vivid dreams about you constantly. These are not coincidences or random occurrences. They are the overflow of emotions that refused to stay hidden. The King of Cups confirms readiness to love with maturity, consistency, and emotional depth that was absent before. Gone is the version that retreated at closeness, replaced by a person who is prepared to stay permanently. The hidden truth captured in this section is undeniable. Love was present through every moment of painful separation. Every mask worn was covering a heart that belonged to you, even while their actions denied it. The cards captured the confession perfectly tonight, and the emotional weight of it lingers across this entire table. This person's love is no longer a question. It is the most certain truth these cards have confirmed. The vulnerability required to hold these feelings in secret has been immense, and the release is finally approaching. The emotional dam is about to break wide open, and the truth will pour through without restraint. We have reached the final stretch of this reading, and the energy feels like standing at dawn. These last cards carry the resolution your heart has been waiting for, and the picture is genuinely beautiful. The weight that was present throughout this entire reading is beginning to lift, replaced by warmth and clarity. I can feel the shift happening in real time, like sunlight finally breaking through months of heavy clouds. The first card for your near future is the Sun, one of the most powerful cards in tarot. The sun illuminates everything with clarity and warmth, promising genuine happiness returning to your life very soon. The near future holds a reconnection that feels warm and honest, completely free from the heaviness of before. The sun confirms that the dark chapter between you is ending, and light is replacing every lingering shadow. Joy is returning to this connection, real joy built on honesty and the mutual willingness to begin again. The sun does not arrive for connections that are finished. It appears exclusively when love is being renewed. Expect warmth and openness coming your way, moments that remind you exactly why this bond matters so deeply. The near future is bright for this connection, and the energy supports healing alongside mutual understanding beautifully. Laughter will return to places where silence lived, and comfort will replace the tension that defined recent months. The advice card is Temperance, and it asks for patience and balance as this energy moves forward steadily. Temperance reminds you to let things unfold naturally, without forcing timelines or rushing the delicate healing process. Meet this person halfway with grace. Allow the reunion to breathe without the heavy pressure of seeking perfection. Temperance says the best outcomes come from blending patience with openness, creating space for organic, natural growth. Do not close the door from lingering fear, and do not swing it open recklessly from desperation. Find the middle ground where love can rebuild itself on a solid foundation of mutual respect and honesty. Balance is the key word from Temperance tonight. Measured steps forward rather than impulsive leaps or fearful retreats. Trust the process without trying to control every detail, because the universe has already aligned the perfect timing. The message of this reading is unmistakable. This person is deeply sorry for pushing you away entirely. They love you very much, and that love has been the constant buried truth beneath every painful moment. Let me confirm every card that appeared throughout this reading for you as final validation and confirmation tonight. We had the Moon revealing confusion and hidden tears. The Six of Cups confirming nostalgic, unbreakable connection between. The Knight of Cups arrived carrying emotional pursuit, sincerity, and the courage to finally approach you again. The Nine of Swords mirrored your sleepless nights, while the Four of Cups showed your protective, emotional withdrawal. The Queen of Cups validated your incredible emotional depth, confirming that your love remained intact through everything. The Five of Cups revealed their deep mourning, and the Tower confirmed the necessary internal collapse they experienced. The Page of Swords brought clarity and accountability, while the Eight of Wands announced rapid incoming communication. The Chariot showed fierce, determined movement toward you, unstoppable and backed by genuine emotional conviction entirely. The Star exposed their most sacred, hidden desire, and the King of Cups revealed emotional maturity finally growing. The Sun promised a bright, near future, and Temperance offered wisdom about patience during the healing journey ahead. The final confirmation card is the Ace of Cups, representing a brand new emotional beginning for you. The Ace of Cups overflows with fresh love energy, confirming that a new chapter is ready to open. This is your sign to trust what you feel inside. The universe has been orchestrating this reunion quietly. Hold on to hope tonight, because what is coming for you is very real and rooted in